Peace and love, y'all. It's your girl, the Vibe Priestess, tapping back in with y'all with more messages from Spirit. Just a little tarot wisdom with the Vibe Priestess, and you already know what time it is. All right, we are going to clear this space and clear this energy. So to the Most High, God, Spirit, Universe, Ancestors, Spirit Guides of Divine White Light, thank you so much for your divine protection. And thank you for calling out any low vibrational deity, demon, entity, evil eye, hexes, hoodoo, voodoo, curses, and blocking any of that low vibrational energy. Thank you so much for your divine protection. Ashe. Peace, y'all. What's up, Gilly and Just Isha? Thank you guys so much for joining the live, y'all. So, first and foremost, happy belated Indigenous Day to all. Thank you guys for tuning in to the live today to just vibe with me, okay? Because today we're going to talk about authenticity, okay? It is one of the highest vibrations to exist on, okay? And when I tell you, okay, I don't know if any of you guys are feeling this energy or feeling this shift rather, but Pluto has arrived, okay? And Pluto is now in Aquarius, okay? So what does that mean for us, right? We've had all of these eclipse energies, all of these super moon energies, all of these different portals and things like that, where it's like we're continuously finding the evidence that we are shifting on a grand scale and we are evolving and ascending and we are switching timelines and we are moving away from the old timeline into the new timeline, okay? The golden age, right? Where this a higher consciousness, right? Higher consciousness is another term for that is Christ consciousness, okay? And I've been pointing out the fact that yes, okay, it's God's time, okay? So now it's a lot of times we're starting to see where this system and this structure is being flipped over, and we're starting to see, right, Christ consciousness a lot more, okay? Now that we're seeing a lot of the, the Babylon fall and things like that. Hey, everybody knows EJ, thank you so much for joining the live. Yeah, so Christ consciousness is one of those things where it's like we're starting to notice people are evolving, ascending. They're looking at the higher perspective, okay? That's what Christ consciousness is, okay? It's the state of consciousness in which a person has found self-realization and unity with God, okay? So that's the reality of it, is that we are all starting to find our self-realization outside of how other people identify who we are, or how the judgments of others, or even the judgments of ourselves, right? Because we're just now breaking out of the programming that, yeah, all of this matrix programming has been conditioning us to hate ourselves, to look at us like we're put in a system where it's very hard to become successful and rich when that's all everybody wants to become. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Deanna Heartbeat, right? So it's like we are in this perpetual cycle of poverty, oppression, all of these things where these things are not going to exist. Okay, when we shift and we evolve our consciousness, then we will shift the experience around us, right? But people don't realize that they actually have the power to shift what is going on around them, okay? And it takes a lot, right, for people to go through a lot of darkness and things like that before they want to go through that phoenix rising process where we evolve and we look and we say, damn, like, we had it all wrong. We had it all wrong, okay? Because they've been trying to get us to stray away from God's message, so it's like we're confused about what God really is. So then when the devil or when a low vibrational entity that's working, for the enemy comes in your face, right? We are looking at that as, oh, that's something to look up to. That's something to accept in our lives. That's something that we need to, entertain. When in reality, right, if the energy ain't right, then we don't need to entertain it. If it's not in alignment with the Most High or Christ consciousness aspect of who we are. Hey, Maybach, baby, thank you so much for joining the live, love. So it's like Christ consciousness. If we're not in a place where we're ready to go into self-realization and unity with the Most High, then it's like, okay, we're going to keep falling into low vibrational temptations, right? The lustful temptations, the things that are not, building us up, the things that are not pouring into us to ensure that we're able to learn the lessons, right? We're supposed to be learning from the darkness that we go through, not embracing it, not embodying it, not like, okay, you know what, since I'm in the dark, I'm just gonna be a goblin, or go and just, like, you start to embody that energy instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to remain the light in the darkness. I am going to shift my energy into a space where I become a better person, right? Not for everybody else, not to care about how people perceive us, not to try to fit the status quo, but because that's what I desire to be. I desire to be in peace. I desire to be happy. I deserve, okay? You deserve. Yes, you needed to hear this. Girl, I'm sending you so much love. You know I love you, right? So I'm sending you all of the love, and I want you to heal. I want you to pay attention to the continuous enemy, right? Demons or whatever that is that we go back to. The low vibrational attachments that we hold on to that continue to resurface in our lives, right? We have to be in a space where we're ready to say, you know what? I'm ready to evolve. Like, that's what the Pluto in Aquarius is all about, y'all. Like, first of all, we don't realize that we're in a space where the time is shifting. And it's like, are we going to get left behind? Are we going to fucking tighten the fuck up? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, when we jump in timelines and we're evolving and ascending, you know what I'm saying? It's about your mind. It's not about what's outside of you, baby. It's about what's inside of you, okay? So once you look within and you stop trying to dictate yourself based on outside of who you are, you know what I'm saying? Once you realize that that's not the way and you figure out like, damn, the healing comes from within, you realize that you start to create better situations, better experience. When those old ways try to creep up back to try to pull you backwards, right? Because the devil gonna always try to pull you back when he see you ascending. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you're looking back, you have to remember. You remember the pillar of salt in the Bible where they look back, they turn into a pillar of salt. It's like when you are really trying to evolve and shift your life, you have to cut all the distractions out. You have to be in a space where you are in a place of solitude, y'all. And I'm sorry, I'm feeling emotional right now, okay? And I'm feeling emotional because I feel like that is what this purge is about. That was another thing that I was saying is like, let me bring it back in because I'm getting super emotional. But this is what this is about, y'all. The purge, right? Allowing the things to fall free that hold us in bondage to the old timeline where we continue to perpetuate fucking generational curses. You see what I'm saying? And we like hurt people in our family, people that we love, because we don't want to evolve. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about, the purge, y'all, because it's making me super emotional because it's like, but it's a good thing. Like, we're supposed to allow these things to flow through us and relieve it and release it and let it go, because these are things that we hold on to. You see what I'm saying? Time and time again. And it just holds us back. You see what I'm saying? So I want us to get into a space where we recognize that when we're in a certain energy or we're doing the repetitive bad habits that's keeping us stuck so we can't evolve. You see what I'm saying? We got to get out of the mindset that holds us back. You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm so emotional right now. But like I said, that's why I came on live because I know that I'm not the only one feeling this purge right now. You see what I'm saying? But it's like a good thing that we're going through this, because this is the time where we're releasing all of those low vibrational energies and we're healing it. And we're not allowing those things to continue to be weights as we're trying to climb up, okay? And be the best that we can become, right? Maybach Baby said, so much truth. Hurt people hurt people. My brother just told me to stop holding on. Exactly, right? It's like we have to learn how to let things go when we know it's no longer serving us, and we have to be able to let it go, but let it go in love. We don't have to be resentful. We don't have to have hate. We don't have to, you know what I'm saying? And we can say, you know what? Like, I know that it's like I'm choosing to stay in a situation that I know has not help me evolve at this point. I keep dealing with the same cycles, right? Or I'm ready to do something different because I'm ready for different results, right? That's what type of time we're in. And with this Pluto in Aquarius, right? Pluto in Aquarius is ushering in a certain type of energy, right? And we're ushering in, initiating and uncovering the imbalances, our emotional imbalances, or like our masculine, feminine, because you know that yin and yang, we're supposed to have that balance. And sometimes we got a dominant masculine or a dominant feminine energy, and since we're not balancing it out, we're not able to handle, you know what I'm saying, the situations in the way that they need to, because they may come and continue to resurface, and then it's a continuous problem, right? We're trying to avoid that. So yeah, Pluto in Aquarius can expose broken systems and toxic institutions and bring out our fears, and bring our fears into conscious awareness. Sorry about that. So yes, y'all. So yeah, the Pluto in Aquarius is like, we're already seeing the fall of the celebrity world. And we've been idolizing people who are fucking pedophiles. We've been idolizing people who are fucking, you know, oppressors. They're manipulators. They're narcissists. You see what I'm saying? They're demons. Okay? These are the people that we have been glorifying. This is who we want to be like. Subconsciously, right? We're subconsciously picking up on the ways to be like these people who are demonic, who are low vibrational, right? We've been subliminally programmed by these folks. So how do you think that we not picking up on their little low vibrational demonic ways along the way, right? This is what we're purging all of this shit, okay? We're purging all of this shit, okay? Pluto in Aquarius is shifting momentum as well, okay? Pluto can move momentum away from centralized organizations, hierarchies, towards innovations, individualism, and freedom of thought. Okay, so like basically with the Pluto coming in, we're seeing that as well. We've seen the government shutdowns. We've seen the banking system. You know, people going into the ATMs and their money ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're starting to see the structures fall, right? We're seeing that. We're seeing this shift, right? And also, this Pluto in Aquarius is also prioritizing authenticity. Hey, her Gutta Blues, thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, people may prioritize authenticity and individual expression over status, okay? So yeah, this is what it's about. It's more about embracing who you truly are, authentically, right? Despite of how people are going to view it, right? Owning who you are, because that's how God made you, right? God put in a certain type of purpose within us all, right? He put in a certain type of motivation within us all. Not everybody's motivation gonna be the same. So it's like we gotta go within to figure out what that is for us, but we can't always go in a sense of comparing ourselves to other people because we don't know what their purpose is. We don't know what they got going on. You see what I'm saying? So the reality is that it's about us identifying our own personal authenticity so we can stand 10 toes down in that, right? And we don't have to worry about other people's judgments of us and what people think and if we're meeting the standards of the status quo and societal norms and this and that. Like, we not doing none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we are starting to feel this shift energetically, right? This is what that's about. It's because of this Pluto going into the Aquarius, right? And it hasn't been in Aquarius for what, 200 years. It's been 200 years since this placement was here. So it'll be another, what, 200 years until there's another shift that's going to be, you know, the age of Aquarius. The Pluto on Aquarius placement, okay? So yes, y'all. So I wanted to talk about that, okay? Because this is bringing a lot of purging. It's bringing a lot of emotional things that is bringing it up. And it's time for us to deal with these emotional things because they've been weighing on us for so long. And it's like, as long as we ignore it, we put weights, like I said, on ourselves when we're trying to ascend. So it makes it more difficult for us to shift timelines and be, you know what I'm saying, in our space where we are experiencing the blessings that come out of us being in alignment, right? And doing what we're supposed to do and being moved by spirit and things like that. And it's like, if we have these built up emotions that we haven't dealt with, it's hard for us to navigate like the right way, the wrong way, and things like that, because we have these personal emotional blockages that sit there, and we don't know, it affects our decision making, and it affects certain important things, right, that we're supposed to get into. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, okay, this is what the shift is about. And it's so funny because it's happening on such a grand scale, and we're seeing it in so many different ways. We're seeing it in the movies, right? Because I wanted to bring this up because I've been noticing this being a really popular topic on TikTok, where people are talking about Wicked. And, they're talking about, because we all grew up watching Alice in Wonderland. I mean, The Wizard of Oz, right? We all grew up watching The Wizard of Oz, and there was a whole storyline, a whole narrative surrounding that we just rode with, right? We didn't know the backstory behind the Wicked Witch of the West and all of these other, playing parts, right? But then this Wicked movie comes out, and there's like, all of a sudden, it's like all this emotional uproar, and people are really talking about how the breakdown, basically the subliminal messages that we were supposed to receive from watching the movie, right? And it's so in alignment, if you ask me, with the Pluto in Aquarius, because it's like she was defying gravity, and she was in a place where she was choosing her authenticity. She was staying true to who she was, despite everybody and their perceptions of her, and they really try to make her feel bad about herself, okay? And then it took for her to find her true power, right? And then when she found her true power, what gave her power, or not what gave her power, but like there was a part where it was something about her magic, and she was supposed to fly away, right? And on her broom, and it was like she was falling on that broom, right? She was falling, and because she was thinking like she had the power, but for whatever reason it wasn't working, right? Then they showed the younger her falling with her, and it was like she wanted to save her. She's like, I gotta do this for you. Like, I have to be the one. You know how they say you're the person that will protect the child, you or whatever. So that's what that's about. It was like she found inspiration in wanting to provide the love or the lack thereof, right, that she didn't receive when she was a kid, and all of those things, and not recognizing her power and all of that. So it was like that moment, and it like sparked power within her, and then that's when her broom took off and they, got up out of there or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. It's like the alignment is so crazy right now, because I've been noticing so much how on TikTok or just in everyday life, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're seeing these shifts. You're seeing like, damn, like there's some things that I've been noticing that made me feel like, well, damn, did we shift timelines? Okay. It's like people have been talking about how Thanksgiving this year was not the third Thursday like it's always been, in my timeline, as far as I know. You see what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, this year it was not. So it brought up this big controversy on TikTok about whether we're jumping timelines. Like, because the thing about it is, it's like, it's one thing for us to recognize something, and we all recognize that it's wrong, right? But then when you have this conflictual debate where it's like 50-50, where some people experience it that it was the third Thursday, that Thanksgiving was the third Thursday of every November, right? Or it was the fourth, right? And because there was so much controversy centered around it, they chalked it up to like, okay, yeah, we had to jump timelines, because there's a lot of people that's like, no, it's always been the fourth. And it's like, no, I can say this from my own experience. That has never been the fourth in my timeline. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really do, do I feel like I've adopted the idea of jumping timelines. I actually think it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about it sometimes, like, you'll be like, damn, like, just even just how the times have, you know, even just the daylight saving times, all of that to me is off just because, and that's something totally different from a timeline jump. But it's like the fact that they're doing all this altering time in itself. You see what I'm saying? And plus we're moving, you know, we're in a different place in, you know, in the solar, or yeah, in the solar system, things like that. So that all has to play a part in why time just feels very non-existent at this point. But yeah, y'all, like, the shift is happening. Like, I'm noticing little things. Like, I'm waking up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning and I'm wide awake. Okay. I'm like trying to force myself to go to sleep, but it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? All of these things, you know, you're getting all of this, call it ascension tension, right? Where you notice like little things in your body, or you might notice your ears pop. You know, there's all these things that you can pay attention to. You might have like the flashes, you know, in the eyes and things like that. So this is all basically just indicators that yes, we are all feeling this shift with this Pluto in Aquarius. Okay. Now also too, y'all, there we also are experiencing a Mercury retrograde as well, right? So Mercury retrograde is in Sagittarius and Mars is in Leo, okay? So this is one of those things where it's like this Mercury retrograde, we're going to really want to keep an eye on our own energy first and foremost, because with this Mars in Leo, like we can start working out of our egos, right? Being boastful and prideful and things like that. And that's what we don't want to do, right? We want to just be able to see things from a balanced place, right? We don't want to start, this should be making my nose itch. But yeah, so we don't want to do that, okay? So it's like we want to pay attention to that. Retrograde, we already know, right? Mercury retrograde, it affects your communication, right? And it calls in old people from the past. Hey, King Ellie Art, thank you so much or Eli Art, thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, this Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius and the Mars that's in Leo will definitely be having people working out of their egos, boastful, prideful, okay? So not only are we being aware of people's energy, we're also being aware of our own. Hey, Abby the Fox, welcome, love. Thank you so much for joining the live. We are also checking our own egos too, because, you know, we may not even realize that the ethers, right? Like I said, the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius and the Mars in Leo, this can create prideful, you know, energy, right? Boastful, things like that. So let's pay attention to our energy to ensure that we're remaining balanced and we're looking at things from a non-egotistical base, okay? And pay attention to when the people around you, like if you got funny style people trying to be boastful and prideful, yeah, we're not making excuses though, because my thing is we all have the conscious decision to be righteous and to ensure that we're going about things correctly. So it's like we're not writing people off just because it's like, oh, what? It's okay. I know it's the Mercury retrograde. I know, you know, we all going through it right now. Nah, it ain't that type of time no more. Like, we're shifting. So it's like the people that are vibing and wanting to go with the move and the shift, and they're elevating their minds and they're getting in, they're open to the Christ consciousness, right? The evolving of our mindsets and perceptions and things like that. You know, when we're ready to do that, then that's what will allow us to, you know, avoid the egotistical things and also see it for clear for what it is. Because I feel like you can have friends, you can have family, you can have people right beside you that you think, you know, you love, they love you, but they might be low-key be the enemy just because their vessel is compromised by lower forces. You see what I'm saying? So it's like people who don't have this conscious mindset to be able to be intentional and like have integrity, move with a moral compass, These are the people that we are purging now, right? We're purging people that don't have this because we've always had it. We've always been the one trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, trying to like be understanding and let shit slide because we're trying to take the moral ground and we're trying to be like, give people the benefit of the doubt and things like that. But now it's not the time for that. You see what I'm saying? Because now there's a shift happening and it's a separation happening. We can't try to pull people with us if they're not ready to be in a higher perception or to be in a Christ consciousness or try to evolve. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, if they are not healing these attachments, right? It's like, what are we going to do? Bring the enemy with us along our way so you can continue to throw us off our path and shit like that? No, we're not doing that. Hey, EUC, Tilt My Crown. Thank you so much for joining the live, love. So, yeah. So, y'all, we talked about the shift. We talked about the Pluto in Aquarius. And I touched on Wicked just for a little second because we were talking about this Pluto in Aquarius and authenticity, right, being one of the highest vibrations to exist on. And in this movie, Wicked, Alphaba, she defied gravity and she was also in her authenticity, regardless of that, like they outcasted her in a sense where it was like they didn't like her because she was green type deal. You know, she was different, but she was righteous, right? She was righteous. She did everything the right way, and she had a moral compass and things like that. And then people got over on her. Then people tried to, even though I don't think she really died. Based on the clips that I've been seeing, because y'all ain't even seen the movie yet, right? Just from the clips on TikTok, because I mean, it's all over TikTok right now. But like, it was emotional. It was definitely emotionally provoking just from watching the clips and seeing the breakdown of what things mean. Abby the Fox said, they deny him daily. Yeah, we not doing that. Exactly, sis, we're not. Hey, Crafted Legacy 22, thank you so much for joining the live, love. Exactly, sis. Like, we're in a space now where it's like we loving God out loud and we're not allowing people to project their own confusion because of their lack of connection to the Most High. Like, we've been in this place where we just been holding space for people because we know everybody got their own perception of what God is and things like that. And we not trying to place judgment on people because they don't think like us. But the reality is what happens is if we don't stand on fucking business, it's always somebody else trying to come tell you how you should think and what you should do. And we not even like that, right? So we got to get in this space where it's like, all right, well, since, you know, we just got to be ready to be that, have that boundary, okay, up and let people know that now you're not just about, you're going to have a certain level of respect for the Most High when you around me. You're going to have a certain level of respect. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to bring your demons around me and thrive. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I'd rather separate myself from those types of people because those be the same type of people that will compromise your own well-being, compromise your own success. The things that God got coming for you, they'll be the same people that block that shit from you. Okay? So yeah, we're not doing that. This is a shift. And anybody, we're going to be able to resonate. You know, real, recognize real. We're on the same frequency. We're going to be able to resonate with the people who are trying to ascend, right? People who are paying attention to their evolution, not sitting up here trying to place judgment on people because of their circumstances or what they got going on, because God put us out here in all type of situations and circumstances. And it ain't for nobody to sit there and judge their circumstances or what they got going on because you don't know what God got for them. You don't know what path God has for him to line. And you don't know what that person and who they're supposed to touch and how they're supposed to affect other people's lives and things like that. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, because we be so caught up in the matrix, we're always trying to perpetuate a certain way of living or being onto someone when it ain't for them. It ain't for them. Hey, Peaster99, thank you so much for joining the live. Yeah, Abby the Fox says super confused folks. Big facts. Like, it's a lot of confusion because there's no conviction. Like, it's easy to be confused when you ain't standing on shit. You don't got no fucking moral ground. You don't have no foundation. So it's like, of course, niggas gonna be bobblehead with it and don't even know which way to motherfucking go. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's just like at the end of the day, you got to make a decision and stand on something when it comes to your, and it's not like it's the most high, but it's because we're connected to the most high. It's like we want to be activated by that light within that guides us through life, right? And sometimes our path don't look like the standard path if you just doing the everyday, go to work, pay your taxes, eat shit, and die type, mindset. Then, okay, that don't matter. But if you have a destiny, if you have purpose, right, you're just going to move differently, okay? So, yes, but God is working on all of us. So, it's just a matter of, like, God be wanting us to just come as we are and come with that mustard seed, of faith. You see what I'm saying? So, it's like, that's why I'm so, like, I know that I can be very expressive, you know what I'm saying? And I use all different types of vocabulary. You see what I'm saying? And, like, I just show up as authentically me. And that's what God really be desiring, because God knows who you really are anyway. So it's like, why are we going to sit here and act like we have to be politically correct with God? God can read our fucking thoughts. God knows who we are. So it's just like, people be so fake with when they're tied into God, it's fake. It's not, it's like, oh, God, and it's like biblical, right? But it's just like, let's bring that down to reality though, so we can like make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Not getting so caught up in the space where we don't recognize that, God has a individual connection to every single one of us, right? And depending on what purpose he has for us, he gonna put a certain different motivation in you. He gonna, he gonna fuel you differently than he's gonna fuel this person. So why are we sitting up here having this fucking argument about, what is the right way to love God and things like that? God puts it in our heart, because everybody, think about even just people with different gifts, and then you have clairaudient, clairsentient, all of these different claircognizant, whatever, right? But they all work differently, right? And it's just like your gifts gonna work differently based on what he gave you those gifts for and what your purpose is. So it's just so counteractive for us to act like we gotta point the finger and say, well, and enforce a certain mindset of how somebody should view God. Let that person discover their own connection and figure out what God is for them to them. Because God gonna communicate with that person differently than he communicate with me, differently than he communicate with you. So it's like, that's another thing, is we got to stop projecting. And like I said, we're embodying our authenticity, because our authenticity is the most purest form of what God made us. That's going to even make us more closer to God, because we're being true to who he even made us in the first fucking place. So it's like, instead of us trying to fit the status quo, you know what I'm saying, and fit the narrative of whatever your family thought you supposed to be, whatever your friends said you should be, whatever this one and that one stereotypes, judgments are, we don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Okay, we're focused on, who do I feel moved? Like, how do I feel moved, rather? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I'm feeling moved by the Most High and all of these things, then it's like, I'm not going to sit here and judge, or I'm not going to let people judge me either, just for the fact that, I have my own way of connecting to the Most High, and it's signature to me. And it's like, people will be upset because they don't even want to engage in trying, because they blocked their minds so much from the conditioning and the programming that religion has put over our people. You see what I'm saying? And it's just a sad thing. But now it's not really sad, because now that we're going through this shift, we're seeing I'm seeing the shift. I'm seeing the mindsets. I'm seeing more people come out and be talking about Christ consciousness, talking about God, talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever we need to do to empower ourselves so we can ascend, talking about the age of Aquarius, the golden age, where that's the time where we don't have to live in darkness anymore. It's all about living in the light. You see what I'm saying? So all of those things are happening for us, right? So let's see what else. I got so much shit written down on this paper, y'all. Let's see. But yeah, also too, oh, that was another thing, y'all, because of the Wicked movie, right? There was a lot of things that was hitting. And like I said, there was a lot of things that was alignment with this Pluto and Aquarius. And it also, you know, me, I'm always like, my everything that I talk about is surrounded by like the narcissism experience, because I have dealt with a lot of narcissists in my past, and I'm exposing basically the certain things that you can pay attention to realize that you're dealing with the narcissist, but also because it's also spiritual. And not only is it just a person who has a mental disorder, but it's a spiritual disorder too. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times those people harbor demons. They harbor these things that fuel their motives, right? And when you have people that have demons fueling their motives, they will put you in harm's way and won't give no fucks about it. They won't think twice, okay? And I've been in situations where I done been put in very fucked up situations just because I trusted the wrong person. And now I'm in a space where I'm tired of being, you know what I'm saying, this open-hearted person where I'm just trusting you off the strength because I know I'm a trustworthy person. So I'm like, I'm not assuming that people out here trying to get over. You see what I'm saying? But like now the shift has activated our power. So now it's more than just what motherfuckers talk about and how they present themselves. Now it's like, it's the energy. So now it's like, I don't even give a fuck about the words no more. I'm looking into the energy now. And if the energy's not right, well then, I'm not fucking with you at this point. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's just how, that's what type of time we're in. Because it's hard sometimes if we're not tapped into our intuition to really be able to tell. Because these motherfucking narcissists be fucking con artists. You see what I'm saying? They like fucking actors and shit. Like, and then also, when I say con artists because con artists, they go out, they do the research, they get the tools to appear to look like this and everything, and you really be thinking these motherfuckers is really who they say they are. And they not. Okay? So that's what you gotta pay attention to. But what else, y'all? Talking about Christ consciousness and, you know, uplifting our frequency to authenticity. Oh, the difference between these types of narcissisms, because when we were talking about the Wicked movie and Alphaba, her, like, despite of the competitive power tripping behavior of, what was it, Glinda or whoever, the quote unquote good witch was supposed to be, this was basically a great example to show a covert narcissist, right? Because we talk about narcissism and everything, but we don't really go into the different types of narcissism, right? And what I'm seeing here is that a covert narcissist is far more dangerous, right? Because if they go undetected and you neglect the subtle signs, they have already buried you alive. You see what I'm saying? So it's like with covert narcissists, you really got to pay attention because they can go undetected, and it's like they hit you when you least expect it type of deal, right? So a covert narcissist is someone with a personality disorder that involves a sense of entitlement and grandiosity, but who often appear humble, shy, or introverted. So y'all, let me tell you about this though, because I know a few. I'm not gonna say I know a whole bunch, but I mean, we probably all do, right? Because they're, you know, these are people who throw rocks and hide their hand type of energy, right? Or these are people who be all up in your face and play the role like they your friend, but then they talking about you behind your back, or fucking with your nigga, or doing like little corny shit behind the scene because they're in secret competition with you, right? And that's how covert narcissists are, because they look at themselves very grandiose, you know, and that's more like a God complex where, you know, they feel it's like an entitlement, right? And I noticed that right off the bat, if I notice people with entitled energy, that's a red flag for me, because it's like we all earn our keep and we all trying to just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are you acting like somebody's entitled to do something for you, or entitled to, you know, instead of having gratitude, right? Having gratitude that if you do got somebody in your corner to do something for you, there's a level of appreciation instead of feeling like somebody's entitled to help you, because nobody really fucking is. We all came into this world by ourselves, and we gonna leave this motherfucker by ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So that is an important thing, right? So yeah, a covert narcissist displays their narcissistic traits in a more subtle, hidden way, often to appear humble or shy, right? Because of course, this is what is gonna be like, we're not gonna be able to really see what they're on. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they try to come off as peaceful and a good friend or a good man or a good woman, you know, whatever, you know. But the reality is that they always have that, they don't have good intention, or they have ulterior motive. And a lot of times it's to destiny swap. And when we talk about destiny swap, that is like basically breaking you down, right? Lowering your vibration from all this stress and all of these situations that's happening, right? And they bring your frequency. This is not your natural way, right, of being like depressed or insecure or sad. But this they know that they're breaking you down, you know, and things like that. So it's like once they get you to a level of frequency that's lower, that their demons can attach to you and things like that, it's almost like a cord that allows them to have their energy attached to you, that they can siphon your energy at any given moment, and they can utilize that to pour into their own, you know, endeavors and things like that. So you have to pay attention, because meanwhile, the whole time they're smear campaigning you. They're making you look bad to the public one by one, right? So it's like that's what happened. Like, you'll be over here thinking you best friends with a covert narcissist, and they love you and you love them, right? And you fuck with them, you support them, you know what I'm saying, you always popping your shit with them. You basically put your shit to the side to really help build this motherfucker up, and you ain't even really pouring into you like you really need to be, right? Whole time this motherfucker sitting here channeling your energy, pouring it into what they're doing, not giving you the same energy though, not trying to build you up or not look. It's not an even equally yoked partnership. And it's like this person sees, and they're benefiting from the pure-hearted good friend person that you are, right? But then it's like on the other side of it, they are preying on the fact that you're this way, and they're utilizing that to their benefit. Whole time behind the scene, they're like gossiping about you with this one or that one, just to slowly plant seeds, right? So when it does get to that point, if things become exposed, or like they just want to discard you because they don't need you anymore or whatever, they done already sowed seeds that is like, nobody's gonna really want to fuck with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Or nobody's really gonna want to collaborate with you, because it's like they low key was putting these seeds out there like, oh yeah, don't fuck with them, you know, they ain't got their mind right, you know, they still working, they got you know, whatever, you know, whatever it is that where they're trying to hate on you because they don't want you to have an opportunity, that it's like they always want to keep you at a level where you're not surpassing them in a level of quote unquote whatever success is to them. Whole time though, you as an empath, you as just being authentic, it was never like a competition to you. You were never trying to take their destiny or steal their gifts or try to siphon their energy to channel into your shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is where we got to pay attention to these things, because we'll be pouring into people who are just fueling themselves with that energy, and then it's like it's not a reciprocal thing. So it's like all your energy's being sucked up and being used for something greater, and it's not even being used for your greatness. And then I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be able to, you know, pour into people, but be aware of it and know that these people are appreciating it, and know that they're not just draining you of your fucking life force energy without no appreciation whatsoever. Hey DJ Slow, thank you so much for joining the live, love. So yeah, a covert narcissist displays their narcissistic traits in a more subtle, hidden way, often appearing humble or shy, and an overt narcissist openly expresses their grandiosity and self-importance through attention-seeking behaviors and appearing boastful, and outwardly confident. Both types, though, they share a lack of empathy and a sense of entitlement, right? So this is what we got to pay attention to when it comes to the signs and things like that, because it's more narcissists in the world than we even know, that we even think. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I've had to deal with a lot of them. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, now it's almost like it's easy to point them out. Like, it's even an energy. It's a frequency. And sometimes I realize too, because I'm an empath, like sometimes I'll find myself attracting that, or I'll be literally attracted to it, and it's like an energy that I feel that I can resonate with, that is comfortable, because I've dealt with it so much. But it took some time for me to realize that, no, if I feel familiar, if I feel like you remind me of somebody else that wasn't shit, why the fuck would I entertain that? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like your energy is similar to their energy. So it's like, do I really want to fuck with you then? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need somebody that don't remind me of the narcissists that I used to deal with in the past. Hey, Softly Fee 3000. Thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, so let's see, y'all. What else? Offering your inner child what they didn't receive, giving ourselves love and grace. So yeah, like that was something that narcissists weren't able to do, was, you know, offer their inner child what they didn't receive, or giving themselves the love and the grace, because it does come from having, you know, it comes from a lot of trauma and things like that, and not working through the trauma, you know. And so that's what I'm calling to recommend for all of us to do, is that if we have some things we need to heal, we need to be offering our inner child what they didn't receive when we were younger, right? So it's like, like sometimes you can heal something within, like, right, like for I'll use this as an example. When I was younger, we didn't celebrate any holidays. So it was like, whenever the holidays would come around, I would be sitting around feeling like, of course, who don't want to get gifts and receive stuff, right? So I would sit around and I would be like, you know what? You know, I got used to not getting gifts, but it also was weird to watch everybody else get stuff. You know, like when you go to school, you know, it's Christmas, or when you go, everybody's celebrating the holidays, just, you know, besides my immediate family. So it was like, you know, we didn't have that, where it was like we were constantly giving each other gifts. So it's like we didn't get to always feel that happiness from somebody gifting you something, you know, or whatever, and things like that. So it's like, now that I'm older, right? And I just had a realization too the other day, and that like made me really emotional. But like, yeah, that was what it was. It was like, okay, well, now it's time for you to start gifting yourself things. It's time to start making you feel like you giving yourself, your inner child, the love that you didn't receive from your parents or things like that. It's time for us to start pouring into ourselves to heal those things, because we still carrying that shit around. You see what I'm saying? So let's see, y'all. That it. Damn, it just seemed like it was so much written on this paper that I had much more to talk about, but I guess not. Let me see. Authenticity. We talked about the authenticity. We talked about Christ consciousness. So let's see. So yes, with this shift, we're realizing we are ascending from all the projections of other people, okay? The whole time we were working backwards, right? Trying to work in the matrix, right? And now it's like this timeline shift is showing us, right, that us healing and reflecting on our authenticity and recognizing ourselves, you know, or this self-discovery basically, right? So this is us just holding ourselves accountable, looking back, taking accountability, like going through the things that we went through, saying, you know what, that wasn't your fault. Like, you know, you are loved. You are, like, whatever you need to hear as that child in pain or in neglect, or, you know, not receiving whatever you needed, right? And it's like we have to give that back to ourselves, right? And it's like the purge, right? Because y'all, I don't know if y'all probably wasn't here from the beginning, but like I was very emotional starting this off. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, I knew I felt it. It was the purge. So I was meant to let it flow through me and let it go. You see what I'm saying? So that's what all of this is preparing us for this purge. And, you know, so we can release all of that dead weight of emotion, right? And it creates blockages within us. So we're releasing all of that, okay? But yeah, let's see. But we are ascending from that, okay? So I'm gonna read this and see where we're going with this. Okay, I see what I was going with this one. So yeah, so basically just showing that you will learn your biggest lessons through the people you love the most, right? So what I was saying here was that, you know, it took me having a lot of heartache and betrayal and disappointment for me to finally get it, for me to finally understand, okay? Especially when I was super young, right? Experiencing narcissism. Like when you have parents and family members and things like that that are also narcissists, like you get exposed to that at a very young age. You know, you get exposed to it. You know, then your early teenage years, you know, when you may be first being open or exposed to dating, right? Now you're seeing this in a different form, right? Not just through your family and friends, but through relationships and things like that. And you being constantly faced with people who are always constantly trying to deceive you and manipulate you, it will fuck up your nervous system. It will put you in a survival mindset. You know, you'll have all these different things that they fuck up your nervous system, and then you are almost inadvertently reacting to life in a protective way where you're kind of keeping your blessings from coming in and everything, because it's like everything, you got to feel protected. You got to feel like, oh my gosh, like is somebody trying, you know, it's like that's how it is when you have a fucked up nervous system from narcissism. A fucked up nervous system from narcissism, it creates blockages, right? Because of the fact that you are, you know, it created anxiety. It created a blockage, a fight or flight type of thing within you, right? So this is something that you have to heal as well. If you know you've been exposed to a lot of narcissistic relationship situations, things like that, then that is a process that we got to go through to heal, so we have a more purified, healthy nervous system, because our nervous system is super important, okay? Let's see. But yeah, y'all, I think that was literally pretty much it for real. Let's see. Oh, no, so I think I did go through this. But, okay, so the Pluto in Aquarius, right, this shift. We talked about prioritizing authenticity, and this will also trigger sudden change as well, okay? Pluto's initial entry into Aquarius may trigger some sudden changes, okay? So yeah, that's what we're talking about, the shift, the change. We got to embrace change, though. We have to realize that in order for us to usher in the highest, right, timeline, the blessings of like whatever we manifested, right, on a higher frequency, right, we want to usher that in. And so that's why we are healing that. We're shifting that. We're open to the changes as well. We're not trying to hold on to things that are supposed to be left behind. And that's how you get left behind, because, you know, whatever the Most High says can't come. And whatever, you know, so if you decide that you rather compromise what is next for you because you don't want to learn how to detach from things, then that is something that creates a generational or like basically like a cycle, where it's like a repetitive cycle, and we don't want to be in no fucking time loop, rather. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, so it's like if you've been feeling liberated and empowered and ready to break free from the chains that bind us to the old timeline, it is your time now. I've been saying this because it's like, it's the age of the Aquarius. And first of all, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm really up on the Aquarius shit. But it's like, Aquarius is all about humanitarianism. It's all about the greater good. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, the fact that it's the age of the Aquarius and Pluto is going into Aquarius and stuff like that, it's just showing us that yes, the time is now to embrace the shift, embrace the change. It's only for the better, right? It's only going to usher in those things you've been wanting. And with me saying it's your time now, baby, it is your time now. We can even feel it energetically, like I said, with the shift. And especially if you're an Aquarius, but even if you're not, because most of us already, like, we have a lot of other signs in our birth chart anyway, so a lot of us already have that embedded into us. But yeah, it's our time now. It's time for us to stand up and just be like, yeah, I'm ready for the shift. I'm ready for the change, right? I'm ready to take on, because I know that God, right, he has this for me. And now that I'm like going through this shift, it's easily to see what my path is, like what the purpose is, what I'm really supposed to be doing. So that is a beautiful thing, y'all. I love it. And I am going to pull a few cards just to see what Spirit has for us, okay, with this message, just to add on, whether it be advice or just to more insight about what we've been discussing. So what else, spirits? What other messages do we have for the collective? Well, I see that. Okay, yeah. Well, we're gonna still shuffle that up one more time. So yes, y'all. Oh my gosh, but I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, yesterday was worse than today. Yesterday was very, a lot of purging was going on yesterday for me. I don't know about if y'all was feeling it or not, but oh my gosh, it was like when I woke up yesterday, it just was not it. I was like praying it away, you know what I'm saying? Really trying to set the tone, meditate and things like that to get my energy together. But y'all, like I said, I just knew, I kept saying like, thank you God, I know I'm just purging all of this shit out, you know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes even when you're not feeling all the way up to par, just being real with yourself, you know what I'm saying? Being true to yourself to know like, okay, I know I'm not feeling it, but like I also making it aware to myself that, you know, I recognize the emotion, I'm feeling it, I'm letting it flow through me. I'm not just trying to act like it's not there. You see what I'm saying? And I'm purging, like I said, I'm releasing it, I'm letting it go. Okay. So yeah, let's see what Spirit has for us today. These rings sometimes be throwing me off when I'm trying to shuffle this deck, bro. Like, it's just too big. All right, so Spirit, what else? What messages do we have? Four of Wands. So yeah, what I'm seeing with the Four of Wands is like about just that stability, right? Moving forward. We're talking about this Pluto and Aquarius and all of these shifts that's been happening. And with this Four of Wands, what I'm seeing is that this shift is moving us into more stable ground, okay? Where is like we talked about these things where it's like equally yoked soulmates or and when we say soulmates, it's not always romantic, you know, that could be career, you know, wise as well. People that just want to come in and their purpose in alignment with yours, so they may want to work with you, collaborate, things like that. Okay, this is also like I don't know, y'all, this is very oh yeah, see with the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress, y'all see, oh my gosh, this is just beautiful, because it's just like this is ushering in all of the hard work, all of the souls that you've sown in the past, right? All of the creative ventures and everything that you tried that you felt like maybe didn't have the foundation, right? Or didn't, wasn't like a firm foundation to just like you. It's like when you are sowing the seeds to create something, right? You may have not been able to see the fruits of your labor, right, at the time, because of like you may have not seen the buds growing out the dirt yet. You know, when you grow something in your gardening, like it takes some time before the roots got to set in the dirt, and then that's when, you know, the roots start to go up, and then the stem pops out, you know, you get the little plant, and then it turns into, you know what I'm saying? So it's like as above, so below. When you see the tree of life, you see the roots at the bottom of the dirt, and you see the top of the tree, you know, all of that. So that's what I'm getting with this, is that you may have not realized how abundant that you were in creating wealth and things like that. And because of this shift, all of this shift is willing all these things in, right? But it's like you had to sow the seed. You had to go through the darkness, just like when we create birth, right? They come from the portal of darkness and they come through us. And it's a whole new life. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm really seeing this transformative energy shifting you into your best self, your best experience, the most foundation you've ever had, okay? And when we talk about the 9 of Pentacles, that is extreme abundance, okay? That's you being able to just sit back and relax and enjoy life and not have to sit there and be worried about finances. You know what I'm saying? It's like, a lot of times people are not living their best life because they're confined to how much money they have. They're confined to, well, I got a job. I can't, they didn't give me my PTO. They didn't let me use my time off. I couldn't go here. I couldn't do this, or my baby's sick. And it's like, whatever, this is giving freedom, baby. It's giving freedom. Yes, it's giving freedom to just walk away when you're ready. Because it's like when you don't allow yourself to be tied to things that can hold you stagnant, right? Then it's just like, baby, you're unstoppable. There's nothing that you can do. And even when people like come into this place where it's like they want to try to abandon you and try to like be like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. It's like, you do not have a problem with picking your shit up and kicking rocks and going ahead and heading on to the next mission, And it's like you been abandoned time and time of fucking again. And even though that was the case, it was like, that you're the fucking creator of your universe and your reality. So you was just like, okay, well, don't worry about it. Along my journey, along my path, don't think that it ain't somebody else that will appreciate my energy, that will be able to be the next it's like I don't know, I've been talking about Wicked this whole time, and it's really giving the journey, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you was on the yellow brick road, you see what I'm saying? And you had the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and and you had the Lion, and you had all these people add to you as you was going along your journey to help you through your path. If you don't think that you have that power, that it's like you don't feel like you need nothing but the Most High anyway. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, this is all that gratitude that you was able to have and see, even in your moment of abandonment, even when you felt like you didn't have nobody, you felt like you had God, and you just this is that faith energy where it's like she don't have no evidence and all them cups is empty, but she looking like she appreciate life, and she was like sitting there pretty too, looking like she looked like somebody that got some little money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so this is what I'm saying. It's like you have an abundant energy. Your energy is so abundant that it's like you can walk in somewhere and don't have a purse, don't have shit or nothing like that. But please believe, when you leave, you are walking out with something. Okay, what did that, like Denzel Washington said, best believe I'm gonna leave with something. You see what I'm saying? It's like with you are one of those abundant energies that it's like you are going to have this level of gratitude because God is going to continue to bless you. Hey, Doc fucking DMG, thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yes, with this King of Cups, this is all about nurturing your emotions, being tapped in, being in tune, okay? But also, right, being in tune with your emotions within, but not always exposing your emotions to everybody else, because everybody don't need to know how you feel, especially the ones that's trying to manipulate you and deceive. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful to who you are being overly emotionally vulnerable with, okay? The King of Cups is also always, this could be something that has to do with like overindulging and things like that. Okay, so I feel like, though, for you with the 9 of Cups, right, you have come from a place where you're not overindulging, okay? Because you go from the 9 of Cups to the King of Cups, where you had 9 cups and now you only got that one, right? So I'm getting that it's like we say, right, you are content because you know that your spirit is wealthy and the Most High is walking with you, and you have a level of this stillness and peace within you. You cannot be moved, okay? And with the Emperor, that's all about that. We talked about that stability, that leader, that master, that somebody that will be a motivation, like can motivate others and things like that. Like I said, big leader energy, right? All about family and foundation too. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, like, and I'm also seeing that if this, because with the 4 of Wands being out here, and then seeing a few of these suitors out here, you know what I'm saying? It could be the fact that this King of Cups and these Emperors, these are suitors that could be possibilities for you. So that could be so the King of Cups would be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, okay? And then the Emperor, I always forget what the Emperor is tied. The Emperor is, I think the Emperor is it Gemini? I'm gonna have to look up it. I forgot what that is. But yes, so the Page of Pentacles, y'all. Yes, this is you on that pursuit. You're not letting nothing stop your success, okay? And with this coming out after the Emperor, okay, I'm just seeing that it's like you are on a mission. You're on a mission, and you're on your divine mission, okay? And you're not stopping until you achieve the mission. You complete the mission, rather, okay? But like, I'm just seeing that this is the calling that God has over your life. You know what I'm saying? He's having you move, you know, and go on this path alone. You know, along the way, though, you may help some people out, you know, or you may, you know, answer some calls to people that might need your assistance and things like that, because you are the Empress. You know, you're a nurturing, loving individual, and you're also a leader, okay? And when it comes to, like we said, your emotions, you know how to balance those emotions as well, so you don't wear your heart on your sleeve either, okay? So it's like, I'm seeing these are really great cards, y'all. Like I said, this shift is ushering in beautiful energy. And it's just like, we have to be ready to be walking into our firm foundation. We already planted the seeds for this. We just got to know who we are and embrace that. Know our creative ability. Know that when it's time to walk on that journey, that we're ready to walk on that journey. You know what I'm saying? And we're not letting anything stagnate us, hold us back, despite of any sadness, depression, or feeling lonely and things like that, baby. When the Most High is with you, you're never alone, okay? So that's that on that, okay? Let's just pull a few more cards to add from this deck, and then we'll pull one from the angels, and we can wrap this up. Let me see. See, it's purging outside as well. It's raining outside, which I always love a good thunderstorm. And that breeze be blowing through. Feels amazing. Not even gonna hold y'all. All right, so what we got here? Spirit, let's add on to this message. All right, baby. So I'm seeing like, baby, you don't play chess, or you don't play checkers. It's chess, not checkers, right? Chess, not checkers, y'all. So I'm seeing you have a very strategic way of going about life, okay? And that you take control. You take control of your life, okay? Even when lost or something like that, or even if you're experiencing poverty, all of these things, like, it's a level of you having this level of control, even in the toughest circumstances or situations, okay, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing nothing but progress as well, because we go from 3, 4, 5 to the 8, right? And when we talk about 8 is a number of abundance, okay? And what it's showing is that you're so diligent and persistent in your energy and the way that you go about these blessings and things like that. You don't allow setbacks to stop you. You continue to push forward, okay? And you put in that hard work. And so it's showing is that with this energy, okay, this is going to be very fruitful for you, okay? Very, very fruitful for you. I love this. And then in the midst of any loss or anything like that, it's like it doesn't, you don't allow that to discourage you. It's like you don't get discouraged easily. And it's all because, like I said, you have the Most High. You know what type of time the Most High is on. That's too many. That's too many, Spirit. I'm sorry. Can I just get like a few at a time? So let me see. It's first of all, it's because this deck is so thick. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna just go to the angel messages because this reading, I feel like, you know, I didn't want to get in here and be on here too long. I already really popped my shit already, so you know, said everything we needed to hear. So let's just get some advice from the angels. So becoming, okay, and I'll do becoming and discipline. So becoming is the first advice from the angels, okay? And this says, be original. Questioning what you have been taught and seeking out answers independently is crucial for your personal and spiritual growth. Ask the angel of becoming to help you discover your own truth rather than searching for it externally. If you are feeling dissatisfied with the direction your life is heading, if you are doubting everything you once thought to be true, if you feel confused and see no way forward, the angel of becoming is calling your name. It is time for you to answer the call to no longer follow or initiate others or find your meaning in approval or belonging, but to understand that the answers you have been seeking outside yourself can only be unearthed within. Once you let go of the desire to fit in and release yourself from the expectations of others, you will experience moments of blissful clarity and illumination. In those moments, you are finally becoming the person, the creative and utterly unique force that you were born to be. Period. Thank you, angels, for that confirmation, because it's just confirming what we just talked about, the authenticity, right? The shift that's happening with the Pluto and Aquarius and everything. We're starting to feel these shifts, right? Being original, doing, like we said, being true to ourselves, okay? And not needing to feel like we need to imitate others, right? Or need approval or belonging and things like that. So yeah, that's so crazy how in alignment with the reading that is. I just love it when spirit shows up and show out like that. Hey 10V, thank you so much for joining the live, love. Yes, and so discipline, put in the effort, okay? It is sometimes said that success is 99% perspiration and 1% is inspiration. If you lack self-discipline and struggle to concentrate or to go the extra mile, ask the angel of discipline to help you set your sights on your goals and persevere. If you don't want to put in the effort, dedication, and commitment, fulfillment will elude you. Let the angel of discipline give you the focused energy and determination you need in order to succeed. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, so start by taking small steps in the right direction. Making your bed when you get up is a reflection of your self-discipline and is a small step you can take every day to start your day productively and work towards changing your life for the better. Remember, self-discipline is crucial for you not only to achieve your goals, but also to help you discover your purpose and live the life of your dreams. Period. Self-determination and consistency, discipline, all of that stuff is necessary because we, like, a lot of times we do get distracted. A lot of times we will see things that are taking us away from the path instead of keeping us on the path, okay? So yeah, it's super important for us to be more disciplined and realize that we need to prioritize our path, prioritize our journey, prioritize the success that we're working towards, you know, and continue to stay consistent, because when you know in your mindset that you refuse to lose, baby, That's all you can do is win. That's all you can do is win. When you refuse to lose, it's because you know divinely guided within you, right? He put this flame and this fire in you to keep going. So as long as you don't give up on the Most High is not going to give up on you, right? And he's going to keep pushing you. And eventually you're going to get to that place where you feel like all along you knew you were destined to go and destined to be. All right. So on another note, y'all, make sure y'all go tap into my link, okay, in the bio to tap in with my Goddess Gang and God is Gang journals, okay? And then also, if you can check out my YouTube and my TikTok, Vibe Priestess Tarot, and tap into some of those videos. Leave comments, share, like, subscribe, whatever you feel moved to do, okay? But I'm going to send you guys peace and love, and I thank you guys so much for being a part of this live. And